Welcome to another episode of the Free2P Gamer. In this episode we will be reviewing Marvel Heroes. In Marvel Heroes, Dr. Doom has once again put the world in peril with his evil machinations, and it's up to you and a few thousand of your spandex-clad friends to put a stop to his plans. Marvel Heroes sets itself apart from other superhero MMOs by allowing you to actually play as your favorite Marvel characters. Not including the characters that are currently exclusive to various pre-order editions, there are 21 heroes available, from the well-known heroes like Iron Man and Deadpool, to the more obscure characters like Rocket Raccoon. For your first character, you get to choose between one of 5 starter heroes: Daredevil, Storm, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, and Thing. You'll automatically get 2 more of these starter heroes as rewards for playing through the game's story missions. The other 18 heroes and the wide variety of alternate costumes can be obtained as loot drops. Marvel Heroes uses Diablo-style gameplay, giving it a nice, action-y feel and more loot than you can shake an inventory screen at. Unfortunately, Marvel Heroes lacks much of the depth that made its devilish forebearers such an addicting game. Taking on famous villains can be challenging and fun, but slugging through endless waves of nameless mooks can quickly become repetitive, due to a lack of variety in enemy types and a limited number of useful combat abilities. Also, in-game content is sorely lacking at this point, and currently it consists solely of a series of progressively harder daily quests that require you to fight upgraded versions of villains you've fought before. That said, the 15-man raid-style dailies can actually be a lot of fun. There's also PvP in the game, which for now only offers a single mode, a 3-way battle between teams of 15 heroes each. PvP is still very much in beta at this point and has a lot of work and balancing left to do, but it shows potential for some really intense action when it's finished. Now as for the monetization of Marvel Heroes, all game content is available for free. In fact, the game doesn't even offer a subscription service at this time. The Real Money store also doesn't sell gear or any other stat boosting items, so pay to win is completely non-existent. Of course, it does have the usual XP boosts, various other consumable items, and vanity pets, as well as offering heroes and costumes if you're too impatient to wait for them to drop in-game. Unfortunately, there is some bad news. Currently, the prices on the store for heroes and costumes are outrageous. The cheapest heroes cost $6 American, and the popular characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Deadpool go for $20 a piece. And costumes are often more expensive than the hero itself. I can only hope that Gazillion is aware of how ridiculous their prices are, and they will be lowered to something more reasonable in the coming months. Another problem I have is with the game's bank system, called a stash. The stash is shared between all of your heroes, which is great for easily swapping items between characters, but it's terrible for storage space. The stash is small, only slightly larger than a hero's bag space, so you run out of room fast, and the only way to upgrade it is with real money. At around $3 a tab, the price isn't too unreasonable, until you realize that to actually make it useful as storage, you'll need several general purpose tabs, a couple crafting tabs, and possibly a number of tabs devoted just to holding gear for each of your heroes. Needless to say, the cost adds up fast. In closing, Marvel Heroes isn't a bad game, but it does seem to be an unfinished one. It feels very much like a game that's still in early beta. The basics are in place, but the content just isn't there yet. Marvel Heroes lacks the depth of combat that made the Diablo games popular, and it lacks the breadth of content that makes for a good MMO experience. I'd like to think that 6 months to a year from now, the missing content will be filled in and Marvel Heroes will be a great game. But I have to judge the game on the state it's in right now. So my final recommendation is, if you're a die-hard Marvel fan and you're patient enough to put up with the low hero token drop rates, or if you're someone just looking for something to play casually while you wait for the game you really want to come out, then Marvel Heroes might be right up your alley. However, if you're someone looking for a game you can really invest yourself into, then I would suggest you give Marvel Heroes a pass. If there is any game you would like to see me review, leave a suggestion in the comments below.